Yeah, because we were talking about, because I had my vapes down. They're like, that's poison. I heard that's worse than smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
hardly.
I was like, if I only had some crack. But, no, just kidding. Crack is bad. Don't do that. You don't want to mess with that. I think I told my story, but I'll tell it again one day. But no, I started talking about, the governor doesn't like her job, and, and I threw out there, because we're way up north in Michigan, that, I was like, well, Ted Nugent, because there's a lot of hunters up here. I was like, well, Ted Nugent was governor, then blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, that'd scare me. If he was governor, it really would. And then somebody said,
that's going a little far.
He kills he eats everything he kills, and of course my mind jumps to like, I'm like, really? I was like, so every time he like hits an animal, like he just stops and let's throw it in the trunk.
Gotta eat this.
Didn't know we're having possum for breakfast, but we are. Like it.
Skunk.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I said. If he hits a skunk, is he throwing that back in there? Like, we're gonna mix this meat.
Some skunk stew.
Is that where they got mixed meat from? I'll make mixed meat out of you. Throw some skunk in there, a little possum.
Yeah,
Ted Nugent's cooking show, and then the whole meeting, I'm just thinking of like stuff that Ted Nugent would kill, and I could just see him cutting it up, and like Tom was telling the story, I'm just laughing, like because I couldn't stop, I couldn't get it out of my head. I was cracking myself up, man. I truly was. Those guys, they said something today about they're like, yeah, we don't.
Sorry, I missed it. I thought you were saying you're going to be at work or something, and I was like, okay, I didn't even read like what you said next. I don't know.
That's cool. I'm glad that I take the time to message you. I'm glad I didn't come back here though to the house, because I was going to pick Ryan up and take him to the meeting, because there's something about just going to meetings with people, close friends, and just people that are in recovery too. The rides to and from 90% of the time are better than the actual meeting itself. The pre-talk, just the talk about recovery, because you're kind of getting in that mindset,
Yeah. Gearing up, and then
after the meeting,
a little recapping and working your way out.
Yeah, because depending on what kind of meeting you go to, like if you go to an AA meeting, there's some stuff that you just don't want to tell people, and that's fine. And if you go to see your preacher, you're not going to tell him everything either, Well, maybe you are. I don't know. But, yeah. But, so, I was going to come pick you up. I'm glad I didn't, though.
I'm glad you didn't either.
Yeah. But there was a new guy there, too. And you know how they do the whole prayer at the end? Mm-hmm. We grabbed everybody's hands.
Was he all weirded out?
Well, he got weirded out, and I was like, ring around the rosy. You thought, what the... Yeah, Tom and Ben didn't appreciate that. Well, Tom kind of laughed, but Ben was like, what are you doing? This is my meeting I'm running. The dude was like, they do ring around the rosy at the end? Like, what is this? But he started laughing, though. He was kind of like, after the look on his face, though, was like, are we really, like, he wasn't sure if to just go along with it. I was like, I was like, man, we can make this dude do a lot of things.
He's never coming back, though.
You don't
right before he leaves, keep coming back.
Yeah, that's the kind of fun we have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, too, did you check your email today?
This morning.
Sent you an invite to pitch night.
Yeah, I seen the invite.
Okay. So, yeah, well, we'll talk more about that and how you can help us. If you're a big fan of the podcast, if you believe in 217 recovery, if you believe, man.
Believe in us.
We can do it. Then we're definitely going to call on you for a little help. So, and yeah, see, sometimes you got to give people a chance to help out. And it has nothing to do with giving us money, nothing like that. Just a little support. And again, by support, I don't mean money. I'm not asking you for money.
Not child support.
No, not, well.
Easy, gentlemen, easy. We're not like that.
I just had to pay my child support. Good, we're not going to ask you for money. But we will ask you for something, and that's help, so. In the same way, you can share this podcast. That would help us as well. people are listening, and we appreciate the fact that you are too.
I did read through the thing too. Just 4 minutes we're gonna have.
Yeah. See, Pitch Night, what it is Charlevoix County. There are businesses here that donate money, and they decided to come together and let businesses. Did we talk about this already? Well, if we did, then you're hearing it again. Hopefully, we're telling it the same way. But no, they donate money, and then they hold this competition where you have 4 minutes to get up there and pitch your idea. And we're going to get up there, tell them 217 Recovery. This is what we do. We are a business. We're a nonprofit. We're very close to sending off our 501c3 application. That can take maybe, I don't know, anywhere from a month to 6-7 months. Who knows? To get that approved. And once that's approved, like if you go, like on Facebook, like if it's your birthday or whatever, you can go, hey, I want to raise money for this charity. Well, then we can be on there. We will be on there. And if people want to donate money to us, which that's cool if you do, you can actually write that off on your taxes. So if you've ever donated money before, if you donate $20, you're not going to write that off in your taxes. You have to donate like a certain amount, like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And there are people out there that actually do that, and we're not going to get into the
logistics of it.
No. But just know that it will help us, it will help people, and the missions and the things that we want to do with people in recovery as far as like employing them, helping them, and showing them a good time.
We're going to have a good time.
Yeah. Going to have a great time. But, yeah, I put, two things.
You?
Equip for Freedom.
Equip for Freedom.
They do a couple different things, but one of the things that I like, their women's sober living house. Mm-hmm. And it's in Petoskey, so it's a great place. Put their link on the resources page.
Yeah.
So if you go to 217recovery.com/resources, go there, and it'll take you right to their sober living page. There's like 4 things you got to fill out. So
nice.
If you know somebody, and also hit them up too, because they can get you funding to get into the house with a little help from some friends. See, that's the thing about the recovery community. Got friends.
Everybody's got friends that like to help.
Mm-hmm. And don't feel bad. Don't be like, oh, but I can't ask anybody for money. Yes, you can. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You'll learn that if you're in active addiction right now. You can ask for help. Nothing wrong with that. But
just think about how many times you asked for something when you needed some more alcohol or drugs.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, can I borrow $20?
Mm-hmm. So
borrow this, that.
And I think it's part of the actual process of the way the brain works, because first of all, if you've stopped using recently and you're just like, oh, I'm trying to figure this out, I'm not worthy, I'm a piece of crap. Maybe you relapsed, oh, I'm a piece of crap. Maybe you were on the way to the store and get some beers and you hit something and your bike flips over and the police are there. Sometimes that happens.
And then you need a ride to the bus stop.
You got a different kind of help. But, you can definitely ask for help for sure. Don't wait till it's too late. But another thing, too, is something I learned tonight. You have to delete Google.
What?
Yeah. Just delete Google. If you got Google, delete it. Because nothing works in Google anymore. Like, I've been Googling stuff all day. You have to use Google Chrome. Like, I was wondering earlier, I was trying to save stuff when I was filling out the application on my phone, and nothing was saving, nothing was doing anything, stuff wasn't opening. Then I went to our website, and of course our website, on the desktop, you had to use Google Chrome. Now you got to use Google Chrome too from your phone. So if you're like, man, Corey, I went to the website, I don't know. A lot of people use Safari and, I don't know, whatever to search for things. But, yeah, if you're just using regular Google, you're not getting our top-notch $10 a month website. Yeah, that's
Google
all it costs.
Chrome it is.
Yeah. So
Nice.
so I'm deleting my Google.
I think my Google app, just Google Chrome comes up. And if you close down Google Chrome, then regular Google's there. I don't know. But I never use it, so I don't really...
Watch. I'm going to do it right now. Watch this. Oh, they shaking. Delete Google? Yeah. Bye. Stock just went down.
Oh, Google's going broke.
Oh, that's the stock market crashing, isn't it? Well, it sounded like a gun, but weak gun. We need some new sound effects.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I really am gonna email my friend Chris. But all right. Do you have anything, Ryan, that you wanna?
I guess I had my short story in there, and I had a pretty good day. Was at a meeting earlier today, this morning when I went to one at 10. We were just talking about when you make amends to people. The way I used to do it, I'd apologize, but then I would tell them, I'd justify what I did, and I would go ahead and bring up everything that they did wrong, which nobody listens to you when you start telling them everything they did wrong, and that's not a real sincere apology, It works a whole lot better if you apologize for what you did and leave it at that, and if they, usually they'll take ownership of their stuff sooner or later after they've had time maybe to process what you've said and done. It just works out a whole lot better that way. You can be right or you can do it the right way. There's a couple of ways to apologize, but...
Makes sense. I think there was something like that in How to Win Friends and Influence People. Because, nobody likes to admit when they're wrong. Nobody likes to be told they're wrong. Like, there was one story in that book where this guy was at a dinner with this other guy, and so there were 3 guys. 2 of the dudes were, like, buddies, and this other guy was just Mr. Know-It-All. Well, Mr. Know-It-All was saying all this info, but he was wrong. And the one guy was like, yeah, but this and that. And his buddy actually agreed with the guy that was wrong, knowing that he was wrong. And then he said after the dinner or whatever, he's like, why did you agree with him? You know he was wrong. And blah, blah, blah. He's like, well, you don't always have to be right. You don't always have to point out other people's wrongs either. And I kind of was like, makes sense, but it's hard sometimes. You got to catch yourself.
Yeah.
Like that book.
Yeah,
I'm going to buy you a copy.
You should.
It'll change.
I'm getting better, though. I'm catching myself.
It'll change your life.
It's like you just got to subside and take ownership of what you did. And if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah. But you're the one that's feeling that way, and I think that's probably why. I'm guilty of this too. Where you try to, well, you did this, or and I try to catch myself, but sometimes you just want to pull that trigger back. You just gotta just throw it back at them, and that's just life, man. That's just something we're working on as people. I don't know if that has anything to do. It just has to do with life,
Yeah.
And those situations and how we feel and how we put ourselves in those positions to feel that way. And it's a lot easier when you're just like, like a dude called me an a-hole yesterday, and I was like,
Meh.
Yeah, not the first time. And then started coming at me with more stuff, and I was like, I did get a couple shots, but I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm like, whatever, man. That's his opinion of me. There's people that love me. There's people that like me. I
got Randy pretty fired up when we were bowling yesterday.
Whoa. Uh-oh. You want to unpack this?
It was... Well, I was messing with him a little bit during the game. I like to razz the other players.
Should we describe who Randy is first? Randy.
Rander.
He's an elder man.
Elderly. kind of raspy, rah, 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 kind of guy.
He's been to Africa.
And he's done everything. He probably was just a little